Welcome everyone to our first episode. Today we have a Dr. Dash with us to talk about student testing before and after training.
Yes.
So pay attention. Thank you for being here, Dr. Dash.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Kellen. Mr. Rojas, it's a pleasure. And again, I enjoy these topics, these areas, because I want to inform my student, my base, my populace, my community, and I love Coral Gables. So this is a good.
Excellent, excellent. So let's start with a simple question, Dr. Dash. So why is testing important for our students?
So testing is important because the students deserve to know how and when they're making progress.
Wow.
Testing in its simplest form is raw data. It basically says, okay, you took 2 plus 2 equals 4.
Correct.
2 minus 2 is 0. But in any situation, the students, when they start, they come in at a certain level. And we hope, our desire is, because they're coming to learn English, at the end of their term, their English is improved. Now, they may understand more towards the end of the trimester, and the student may actually say, I feel like I've learned more. And that's a good thing. But with that, we want to be able to hand students evidence.
Wow.
Data, you can't, it's data is clear. Data says you were writing and you were reading at this level. And 12 weeks later, you're now writing or reading at an improved level.
Correct.
And that is something that we want to be able to give our students, which substantiates, yes, learning did occur.
And that is the way to the student have the opportunity to prove the knowledges where they have in some topic, right?
Correct.
Otherwise, we don't know, right?
We don't know.
That is good. Thank you, Dr. Da, for that. So let me ask you other question. This is really interesting question. So before a student start their classes, what kind of testing do we give them to see what they already know?
Sure. So the testing, we have a test that's offered here in the state of Florida. That's the first thing I want people to understand.
Okay.
So we are a state institution and we're connected to the State Department of Education.
Okay.
With that, we are obligated to have a state test, and this state test is called CASA, Comprehensive Adult Student Assessment System.
Okay.
Okay. That system adjudicates or assesses two major domains in linguistics. It measures the reading and the listening. Lectura, escucha.
Lectura, escucha, escritura. Okay.
Okay. Now that's important because when you're talking about language or linguistics, linguistics is the study of language.
Okay.
Whether it's English, Alemán, Francés, Italiano, or Espanol.
O español. Correct.
There are several domains, categories to apprehend, to better learn the language. And two of them, the two that we're speaking of, happens to be reading and listening. Listening is by far one of the most difficult. So that's why we assess the reading, lectura, and the listening, escucha.
Yes, the listening definitely, I think, is the more important thing for any student try to learn other language. Because if you understand what the other people try to say, you have more than 50%, right? In the conversation.
Correct.
I think that is important to make sure the student escuchan, listening, and writing, right? So let me ask you the question. This one is important, right? So how do these tests help us plan the right training for them? So why this is important?
So the test that is administered to the student.
Correct.
beginning, in the pretest, immediately the computer has an algorithm and it generates the post-test.
Here we go.
Okay. This post-test is called Next Assigned Test, NAT.
Okay.
It's a map to the instructor that we share with the student that tells us, Mr. Alejandro, you've missed inquiry, you've missed implied language, you've missed these areas when it comes to listening and reading. And those areas we can focus on to best help you improve in your acquisition of language.
Wow, that is awesome. So as a teacher, I can see what is what is the result.
Correct.
So I can working with the student to
yes.
the areas where they have some, not very good, right? So
right. Areas of improvement.
Excellent.
Yes.
So after the training, Dr. Das, what kind of tests do we use to check their process? You already tell us, right? But can you explain a little bit more? What is after that training? What is the test?
Sure. So in the beginning of the trimester, before the students enter in the classroom, that's a pretest. Then as we get towards the end, there's a post-test.
Okay.
Now, in between these two periods, let me make sure I get my hands in there.
Yeah.
Two periods, there are weekly or assessments that the teacher can apply to the students.
Okay.
And we have various ways. Teacher-made tests, digital workbooks, Burlington English, my English lab, lots of ways for us to determine if the student is meeting or gaining progress towards the areas that they need to work on.
Wow. It's really important. I see now. So what improvement have you seen in a student after they finish the training and take this test? What is the improvement?
So the improvement, I have to say, boils down to one major area.
What is that?
And that major area is called attendance.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought the same.
That it really is. It really is. And let me explain why it's so important. So clearly, a student is coming to our school because they want to learn English.
Correct.
We apply. They go through the process and they take the beginning tests. So that's excellent. We now know what they're doing good in and what they need help in. Okay. We also know what is the next test. The test is going to look like at the end, the next assigned test. So we have the map. Now, what we need is for the next 12 or 13 weeks is time. Time to meet with the students as the instructor to give that articulated instruction to the student. Time to sit Alejandro down and say, this is what you've missed. Here's a copy of it. Let's work on this together. Time to give assignments to Alejandro so outside of the classroom as an adult, he can practice Burlington English, or he can practice my English lab, or he can practice Cambridge digital workbook outside of the classroom, because it is very important. As an adult learner, you cannot learn everything in the small confines of a classroom instruction.
Correct.
You must do some practicing on your own outside. So I have to interject this because we hear a lot. Teacher, practice English, no puedo. Miami, mucho español.
Mucho español.
Okay. So we have these instructional programs that allow you to practice on your phone.
Wow.
On your tablet, on your computer, computador.
They have a lot of resources.
A lot of resources.
So it's no excuse.
Yes, sir. No excuse. But you need time. Time to come to the class and time to practice outside. And if those things are done in concert, the student has an increased opportunity to not just to learn well and advance.
Correct. And the next question, you already talked a little bit about that, is how does this improvement help them in their job?
Yes.
This is the whole thing, right?
The whole purpose. So I look at learning English as an opportunity, outdoor avenue to being bilingual. We are the United States, and one of the things I think. So let's discuss some of the fears maybe a person may have about learning English. They may not have been in school for a number of years. We understand that. They don't want to lose their accent. We're not trying to get them to lose their accent.
Correct.
They are stressed because they're not accustomed to testing. And we do a lot of testing in the United States. And we understand that. But one of the things that we do want people to fully understand is if you decide to do business, especially outside of Florida area, there's a good likelihood that you're going to be conducting business in the language of English.
Correct.
Because that is the language of commerce, not just in the United States, but abroad.
Yeah.
So our colleagues in UK, our colleagues in Colombia, our companies and colleagues in Peru and different parts of the world conduct business, especially when it comes to commerce, in English. So with you establishing bilingualism, with you establishing a foothold in English, you increase your opportunity for employment. And this is what everybody wants. Employment is good, but you also want opportunity to be promoted. You want to be a manager, district manager, directors, regional directors. It increases your income, it increases your station, and then it allows you to afford greater things for your family and your extended family. And the one thing about Miami that's quite wonderful is we take a lot of pride in helping our families.
Correct.
So a person would, a family, a nucleus family, a husband and wife, would very much take care of, help support their grandparents, their abuela, their nieces, their nephews. And if you have this additional income because you received a promotion, that allows you to spread those resources and help others.
Wow. Wow. Thank you for that, Dr. Dash. I think our Hispanic community need to advance this opportunity.
Yes.
Coral Gable offer that for everyone. So everyone can want to learn English. They can come to our school and learn English because it's more opportunity, right? So let me ask you other question. We have only 5 to less, but what are the main challenge for the student, Dr. Das, face during testing? So, and how do we help them?
So one of the main challenges I hear with testing is time constraint. Getting to take the test at a specific time or a scheduled time.
Correct.
And so we do the best that we can to work with students. We're flexible with our students at Coral Gables. And we typically offer, because some students work so many hours, they can't come in during the week. Okay. So we offer one Saturday per, I think one Saturday per month, where students can come in, where students can come and test on Saturdays.
Excellent. That is good news.
Yes.
Because Saturday they have time, right? So that's the challenge.
Saturdays they usually have time. And if there's still, and it happens, sometimes people are working on Saturdays as well.
Okay.
At least they can have a discussion with their boss, their employers, to either come in early or leave a little early or something, because the test is not all day. The test is maybe 2.5 hours. So they can come early on a Saturday, take the test, then leave and go to work. It is possible that that student can then make up those 2 hours and stay to work later.
Correct.
Okay. In addition to that, we provide letters of justification. So if a student asks, we would produce a letter stating who we are, the name of the school, that we are in fact an entity offering these exams and this course and this entrance exam as part of the course. Often employers want to see that. They want to know, in all due respect, they want to know that their employee, Alejandro or Alejandra, they are in fact taking a course. They
Mhm.
want to know, where's the course? Who's it by? You
Correct.
know, sometimes we fail in getting those details. So a nice written letter with letterhead
So,
goes a long way. We are prepared to do that.
oh, that's good to know, because some students say, "Oh, I need the justification for my supervisor for my job in order
Yes,
to attend them to the test," right?
yes,
So
yes,
you already know right now, listening, this podcast is really, really good because now it's clarified that question. So
yes.
let me finish with these two questions. So what
Mhm.
advice do you have for a student who feel nervous about the taking the test? What is your advice for them?
We all can be nervous. Test anxiety is real. There's a lot of things we learned from COVID. Okay, anxiety, mental
Mhm.
health.
Wow.
Okay, it is the world we live in. However, I would say to my students, do not let the anxiety of the test, do not let that test stop or prevent you from your success, your ability to profit, your ability to move, your ability to grow. It is just, remember, it is just a test, it is just a computer, and it's just English.
Correct. Yeah. You have to prove
Yeah,
for yourself, right? And that's
that's
it.
it.
So it's not nervous, it's not, So your recommendation is try to be relaxed in that
Try.
test because it
Yes,
is to try, right?
correct, correct.
Okay.
We can definitely give you water, we can relax, but we need for the student to realize that whatever anxiety, there's a certain level of factors, variables we can control. We
Okay.
can control the climate within the testing room. We can control, make sure our computers are working.
Okay.
We we can control giving a student water or maybe even coffee to relax them. What we can't control, what we don't have access over, is your psyche.
Wow.
What happened or what happened 10 or 15 years ago. But I will say to any student, it's not physical labor.
Mhm.
It cannot harm you. It cannot harm you.
Yeah.
You are not, you shouldn't feel as if this is life or death situation. It literally is just an exam.
Wow.
And we will do whatever we can legally
Legally. Yeah.
help you calm down, breathe, so that you can get through this exam.
Excellent. Thank you, Dr. Dad, for sharing this talk today. And it was great conversation. And thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. I look forward to many more of these conversations. We are here always. Coral Gables Adult Education Center, social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and X, YouTube. Our email is cgablesadultinfo@gmail.com. We are located at 450 Bird Road in Coral Gables. Please enter in through the Lejeune. We are open from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday. On Fridays, 9 to 5, and on Saturdays, 9 to 1. So we are here. We are definitely in your backyard. We get students from Brickell, Homestead, and all over. We are your community educational center. So come in and check us out. Our wonderful ESOL programs, our English programs. We have wonderful vocational programs. Come in and see what we have to offer. I promise you'll enjoy what you see.
Thank you very much, Dr. Das, and I will eager to see you in the next episode.
Absolutely. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.